These TubeSpanner tools will help you grow on YouTube. And we are back once again with Danielle, the CEO of TubeSpanner. Danielle, welcome back.
Hello, thank you. Good to be here.
It
Oh,
is always a pleasure to have you. Really excited for today because we have some questions from some of the people who use TubeSpanner. We are going to go pretty deep today, and I don't know about you, but I think it's about time we did a deep dive.
I think so. And I think this should be the first of many because there are many underground caverns and chasms within TubeSpanner that we can dive deep into.
Now, if you're unaware, TubeSpanner is a free browser extension and an incredible tool that has paid versions to enhance it. We have free trials linked in the description, as well as an incredible resource website that you can learn even more about it. But, Danielle, there are so many parts of creator workflow to focus on. Given how many tools, creators juggle every day, why TubeSpanner?
Is this the only one with a spanner in the logo, of course? And we've also got the nicest color of purple. Um, so why TubeSpanner? We truly are a tool made by creators for creators, which sounds so cheesy. But if anybody that has listened to the Andrew Kahn call from last week, we really want to get into building a tool that creators want. We're in the creator live streams with other channels where people are asking how to grow their channel. And TubeSpanner is a tool that really tries to answer that. That how do I do it? And unlike the majority of the AI slop tools, and they are legion, we're not an AI tool. Despite a confession, we did put AI in some of our branding a couple of years ago, which we discovered is still there because AI was cool. Everybody had to put AI in everything. But we're actually rolling back most of our AI, and we really are keen to make tools that assist creators, not replace them. And I'll die on that hill. I'd rather not. I'd rather not have TubeSpanner and it, and then have a tool that replaces. I can't hear you, Andrew.
Not sure. We're having some fun today with StreamYard. I did nothing, but I was muted apparently. So basically, one thing I wanted to just mention is that what I've noticed about TubeSpanner, especially, is how often you listen to the community. We work together in my membership, and like you are really in these spaces that I think community makes or breaks these tools. And a lot of the tools do a similar thing. But what I tend to gravitate towards is which tools are doing things for the community at large. And I have to say, I know we're on the TubeSpanner channel, but that's one of the reasons I stick around is because you value that community.
100%. It's there was an excellent tool many years ago, which was partially responsible for TubeSpanner coming about. And the reason it was such a great tool was because of its community. And um, they kind of, don't really do that community stuff anymore. And it's a real game. It's a community tool. You could, even if you don't use the TubeSpanner tool, join in the groups and the discussions, and that's free. That no purchase required. We've seen so many people change their lives with becoming creators at YouTube and giving them financial freedom and independence that is very hard to do, or tricky to do through traditional means. And with a mobile phone and a YouTube account, you can do anything.
Very true. And I think that, that's one of the best parts about creating now. YouTube's putting out their own tools are evolving all the time. And I think, what does TubeSpanner see as the biggest bottleneck kind of for creators today? And how do those tools address the gap, right? Because with more tools out there, with more issues creators, are facing, how do you think TubeSpanner is addressing that?
So in many ways, actually, TubeSpanner answers a lot of questions from where do I start? What do I do? What content should I create? Why aren't I growing? How do I grow? TubeSpanner it answers questions. Every tool in the suite, there's over 100, is specifically there to answer a how do I do this question. Well, here's how you do it, and here's a tool to help you. On the other side of that is how do I do it more efficiently? There's lots of tools in there which are designed this is something you may sympathize with, or it might be relatable. How many of you, when you're creating videos, you just want to get the video out and then you feel burned out? You just put any title up and any thumbnail and any description because you've put so much energy into your content, and you're just like, oh, I'm done. Whereas the packaging is essential. You know, if you want to get clicks, you need a good title, you need a good thumbnail, you need to package it up properly, and then you need to do a good video. All those things have to align. And it's so easy, very easy to miss out on those things. Even the best content creators can, not do the other stuff, the packaging. The TubeSpanner does that. It really helps you to not just give you good titles and help you, construct and structure your titles, but also why titles are good, and those ideas at you to say, try this, try that. Here's why this might work. Here's why this probably won't work, but might. And here's why it would. So it helps you think about why your titles are good. So eventually, you're just confirming what you thought was true. You find that picky title become a natural thing. But until you do that, you're missing out.
What I've noticed, especially, what was that? I'm sorry.
And that's just one feature of TubeSpanner.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Is there are a lot of features in TubeSpanner, and I feel like, one thing that we were asked is like, how does TubeSpanner measure whether a new tool actually does reduce creator workload in a meaningful way? Like, how do you decide a tool is actually helping people?
So the first and most obvious way is we use them. We run multiple channels, some channels which aren't well known, and we use all our tools on our own channels. Are they helping us? Are they passing muster? And if they're not, we stop developing them. It's like, yeah, this is a nice idea, but reality is it's just easy. So we use them ourselves. Then once where we think the tool is useful, we ask community, we ask you guys in the stream, everybody watching our content, did you find it useful? And then we measure it. Then we look at, what are the results? What's it doing? An example, a channel I started a couple of weeks ago is just, it's already passing its first 1,000 subscribers in 2 weeks, just by putting out some content, all of which was suggested. Even the thumbnails were suggested by TubeSpanner. So, yeah, we're literally using the tool to test our content and test a word you'll hear a lot is the workflow. And TubeSpanner has tools to help with so many steps along the workflow, along the journey of creating content. So yeah, we test them. We literally test them again and again and again.
And I like that there's a rigorous testing approach, right? Because one thing I think I've learned in being in YouTube is you can either have things done rushed or right. And oftentimes you'll see rushed, not right. So how do you guarantee, and, full transparency, not everything is going to be perfect, and I think publish beats perfect. But how do you guarantee that when you're making a tool, it's going to be a right fit for anyone who might be interested in YouTube?
We don't guarantee it. It's because what's good for you might not be good for anybody else. There aren't many people who will use every tool in the TubeSpanner toolbox, but lots of people will use lots of them. People who already just know how to make great titles might not use the title. People who already are highly invested in Photoshop possibly won't use the thumbnail tool. People who already have a strong social media presence and they focused all of their social media in one place may not use our link in bio tool. So, we don't guarantee that every tool is for you, but we do guarantee that if you don't find tools for use that are useful to you, give you your money back. So, anybody in the first 30 days, if you sign up for a premium plan, no matter how much you use it in that first 30 days, not for you, have a refund, no problem, no questions asked. It's done within a few hours. So that's how we guarantee it.
No, I think, having a money back guarantee makes sense. And as I've always said, use what works best for you, right? There are a lot of tools, but that doesn't mean there's not going to be something you find useful. And so if you have a question about a tool, please feel free to ask live or in the replay. We answer those too. So I also want to ask, how does...
Aside, by the way, just to mention on the money back guarantee, I just refunded somebody. And because the tool doesn't do the one thing they really wanted, and that's going on our feature list for early January. So and they would say, come back. In fact, in this particular case, we're going to give them a free account for a while because their idea was really good. So, that happens.
No, I think that shows a lot, right? Like you want to practice what you preach, and I think the fact that we didn't, or more specifically, you didn't find a way to meet their expectations, but you're gonna work on it, and in a month or two have it ready. I think that says a lot about what you're trying to do for the community.
And it's look, and let's be, I mean, honestly, we try our best to be as ethical, but it makes good business sense too. Because let's be honest, creators are really well connected socially. So the last thing we want to be is a company that are, dicks, because that word will get out fast. Much easier to be the good guys and leave the other people do the mean stuff and be all corporate and tiny.
I mean, just because you have a corporation doesn't mean it's a bad thing. I think it's just a lack of focus. Right. What I tend to find is that, focus on audio or focusing on, community. It's a singular focus, right? But the larger you get, and even if you're a YouTuber with a team, it becomes harder to focus in on one thing, right? So I bring that audio example because like anything you do on YouTube, you have to find your singular focus, right? So my question then becomes, where does TubeSpanner actually want to sit in the future, creator toolkit? Like, what is TubeSpanner and you doing, Danielle, to get there for creators? Like, where do you want to be in a YouTuber's toolkit?
We want to be your go-to tools. We want to be the one that you'd use first. We want to be you don't even think about using TubeSpanner. You might try other stuff, but TubeSpanner is a given. That's just standard. And we're doing quite well in getting to that point already. We do have some rough edges. Some of our workflow things are always needing improvement. As we discovered last night, that does happen. But we're putting a lot of effort into making our workflow as refined as possible. So we will just keep doing that. And as new ideas, we've got ideas for miles. There are some tools coming out really soon, which are on a mild pause because we've got some onboarding stuff we want to get right first. But we've got tools coming out that are going to knock people's socks off. So and here's the other thing. Okay, it sounds like a promotion pitch, kind of is, but the price of TubeSpanner is about the same as you would pay for just one tool with some other companies, and you get over 100 with TubeSpanner, which is not always the best idea because we've got loads of tools people don't know about. But hey, it is what it is. So we try to keep it as some people, especially if they're getting started, can't afford that much. So we give everything.
And I know you guys are very generous when it comes to how you give away free trials. There's an affiliate program where if you work through it, you can eventually earn your way up. So if you also are looking for maybe a more affordable way to get in, I like that you have that. There's also stuff you can do. I know there's a Discord server, and I believe you have it linked in the description. So I think that's one of those things where I like that you're finding ways to, even if things are a little harder financially, make it a little easier for people to use and try things.
Absolutely. We've even got a free plan, which a lot of people getting started, that's all you need for a while. You outgrow it, that's the plan, but got that too.
It's a forever free plan, right?
Forever, yeah. And even if, who knows what the future will bring, we might at some point decide we can no longer sustain a free plan, but anybody on the free plan will always be on the free. So we might at some point have to stop people signing up. But people who are on there will always be on there forever, guaranteed.
Well, and the thing of transparency, if the forever free plan's gone, so am I. So I hold TubeSpanner I hold all the tools I work with very accountable, right? So that's one of those things that I really believe in. And so I think there's always a way to find fixes. I do think, TubeSpanner is only going to get better from this point onward. And I think that's a thing that I've noticed. People have been saying since launch in June, you guys had your hard launch, that you guys have really been working hard on, features and tools. So maybe we should showcase, some of those features, some of those tools in a place where if you're joining us, you can get started, which is the browser extension. So Danielle, would you be open to showing off the browser extension a bit?
Yeah, I mean, would you share your screen? I've got a
I'm having some issues with audio and stuff and producing, so it'd be a lot easier if you shared yours, please.
one moment.
And as we are doing that, I see we have Ike in the chat, we have Stanley, we have some people joining. Thank you, everyone. I also want to mention that, one thing that's very important when it comes to doing live streams or like whether you're doing normal creation is ideas. And I think that's one of the things that I've really appreciated is like the ideation generation, which I know we've shown off in streams in the past. But there's also things that can help you after the upload, right? Like you have upload assist and TubeSpanner, which can help you have multiple upload descriptions because YouTube only still to this day gives you one, which I think is a little crazy, all things considered, because when it comes to, different kind of content types, yes, you can use the reuse in studio, but sometimes when you're scheduling things out, you still have to make changes because it's not exactly like my live streams are going to be a little different than other things. So reuse can be helpful, but having things that are a little bit more structured and included, I think, is a huge win. Danielle is still working on bringing up the screen share, I believe.
I'm just trying to find out what tab StreamYard is in so that I can get back and share it. Slick. Look how slick we are. Like pros here.
So I guess my question is, when I'm in StreamYard, I'm just in it all the time as producer. So what tab are you in?
I've got it. Yeah, this could be it. There we go. I've got 15 Chrome things open. Right then.
You're the reason RAM is so high. I'm just kidding.
I am using all the RAM. Right then. And then I don't know how to use StreamYard. Where is the
So if you go at the very bottom, you'll see a plus and a monitor icon, and that's going to be where you hit it. And then from there, it'll bring it on screen, and I'll bring it up, and then from there, we'll go.
Or do I share a specific tab?
It should just be when you hit share screen, it'll give you 3 options. So I'd recommend doing entire screen if you plan to go into other things. And I see from the chat, excited to see, couple pros and actions.
Yeah, absolute god tier at doing streaming, as you can tell. Where?
At the very bottom, near the camera and mic, there is a plus icon and a monitor. Click that.
Oh, yeah, I've got that. No, but now I can't.
Click share screen.
Now I can't find what I'm trying to share.
That's why if you do the entire screen, it might be a little easier.
Here we go. How is this? Is this the right one? Now I can't. Now I've got to find my way back.
Yeah, it looks the right one to me. It looks like YouTube Studio.
It does. Is that? Here we go. Yay! SAS or Pro. Okay, so we're in the dashboard. We're in YouTube Studio for our own channel. So let's have a look at. There's the dashboard, and here is extension. So this is the browser extension. Now, if I just collapse that down, you can put this anywhere you want. You can drag it around, move it. You've got tools built in here, so you can sketch on the screen and you can do things. You can highlight, point to things. So you get a lot of cool stuff like that. But also in the tools itself, this is where you do. And we're putting even. So there's 2 main areas where people use TubeSpanner. There's the CMS webpage and there's the browser extension. And gradually we're moving more and more tools into the browser extension because people just like to do things right here. It lacks real estate and we are looking at ways to improve that. But here is the TubeSpanner extension. Now you can see here is the latest achievement is showing. You can download those in a multitude of formats, static, as video clips, as GIFs, widescreen, narrow, dark, whatever. But yeah, so this is where you stand. There's a quick dashboard here. That's actually moving soon. That's another story. And then we just move through tabs. So these are designed to be a similar flow to how to the content creation process. So let's suppose you want some video ideas for our channel. Now the first thing we want to do is select our audience, our target. So I want to pick John. Now we're going to put a spinner here because confusing people. It is doing stuff. Give it a moment. Play some funky music while you wait. But what we're now going to do is generate some video ideas based on this channel to appeal to John. John is a typical viewer for this channel. So that's who we're trying to reach.
And Danielle, would it be possible to zoom in just a bit on the Chrome tab you're in so it's a little easier for the audience to see?
Oh.
So if you click on the three dots in the top right hand corner of your Chrome tab, yep.
Yep.
Should have a zoom option. Much better. There we go.
Is that bigly enough?
Yes, I think so.
Okie dokie. So this is now, as you can see, it's generated some titles specifically for this channel. So this isn't your generic GPT, give me some video ideas. This is video ideas for your channel. It knows about your channel, for your audience that are likely to do well. What's more, it isn't just giving you a title. This is a working title. So this is something that would be a good title, but you haven't got to stick to it. And there's a brief and there's the method. So the brief is, like the algorithm. What is the video about? And the method is in the structure of the video. So it's kind of, if you've made video content, if you made content already, you'll know what this is. Okay? And we can go through these and we can try them, see if we like them. Now, if we want to drill in, say we like this one, we're thinking this is great. 2026 is coming. It's time to do some content because by the way, it doesn't just make content for your channel, it makes content for when your channel. It's date aware. So it knows what trends are happening. It's got all sorts of cognitive elements building into this. So it's picking 2026 because it now knows now is a great time to start doing 2026 content. For example, if you did a lifestyle channel, it would be right now Christmas gift idea, things like that. So it's or if you do an exercise channel, how to hit the new year in an exercise routine. It looks for content that's suitable for this time period as well. So let's get some more ideas around this.
And now, as you're doing that, we started with just a rough video idea. We're going deeper in, and we have some, video idea to title suggestions. So what is the difference between a video idea and a title suggestion?
So a video idea is the idea, the concept of the video. The title suggestion is more titles for that same video. So it's giving you, so you can see every single title it's giving us here is very similar to the one that we just looked at. So these are all around that same theme. Make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Okay. So we get two options here. With TubeSpanner's user interface, there's the purple button and there's the orange button. The purple button is the regular flow, A, B, C. The orange button skips a step. So if, for example, you're ready to go, you're done. This is what I want to do. Then you can just skip the next step and go to the orange button. Or you want to refine this a little further. So in that case, we're going to test it in home run first and really drill into that title and make sure that's a good title for us. So I'm going to follow the next step, home run. Now you could do this after you've done the video, by the way. You don't have to do this right now. A lot of people use a working title to make the video, and then we'll go and refine their video after, particularly with A/B testing. You might do 3 or 4 titles till you've decided on the final. But let's assume for this case, we're going to go with a title up front. Put in. So unlocking explosive YouTube growth secrets for 2026. Let's analyze that.
And as you're analyzing that, we have a question. Is it possible to have a calendar built in to see uploaded videos waiting? This list YouTube shows isn't as good as a calendar. So I think we can show this in just a bit. I have a calendar, but it'd be nice to have it in one place. So I think we could show, like, once we have this idea and we build it out, how we could maybe see if there's a calendar of sorts. I'd love to see.
Yes.
But you're getting ahead of us, Danielle.
Yeah. We have a planner. So in fact, see the little date one there. Look, that's the planner. We'll get there.
Yes.
So let's have a look. Out off the bat, I'm gonna say we're done. We've got a good score. It's got just the right length. so that those number of words will show up everywhere on mobile, on Apple TV, or wherever you watch the video. You'll see the full title. It won't be truncated or cropped. It's got a good compelling element.
I'm not hearing sound, Danielle.
I was whispering. So, but just making sure you couldn't hear us because it was a secret for the audience.
I don't think anyone heard it.
I was telling them that we've tweaked the compelling element score since the last time we ran it.
And that came from, testing it live and realizing, right? So explain why you tweak the compelling element score.
Because I spent about 20 minutes on the live stream trying to get a good compelling element, and it was all like, this is a great compelling element. What's wrong with you? And TubeSpanner was being very harsh that day. So we've tweaked that slightly. Clarity and readability. So this uses a how easy is that to read, and that's pretty good. You might find some content will have technical phrases or phrases which aren't so easy, which might hurt your score. But if your audience understand those words, you can probably ignore that. But this is aiming at anybody can read this. Doesn't require a high understanding of English comprehension to know what this video is about. So this is great. Now then, because this is done, it's giving you some alternative ideas, but we can really skip these here. But it does say there's some extra things you can do if you want to add some icing, some flair. But because we've already got an outstanding, because we can really say we're done here. And we can come back to this later for A/B testing.
Sure.
Most people will move on once you get it. Once you get a score in the 80s, that's more than good enough.
And so that's a question we got last time is the goal to hit 100% score?
So, I mean, that's nice. You can, and well done. And share those if you get 100. That's a really good video. But here's the thing with that. 100 is not a guarantee that title is going to be good. We've used this example all the time. This is not yellow as a title that would get a really low score in any algorithm that you run it by, apart from the fact that it was an absolute gangbuster video that everybody in the world clicked on. So you can't, this is we're looking at averages here. Typically, this is a great score and you're fine. There are always outliers. The same with, you can have a perfect score and nobody clicks.
True.
Typically, that won't happen. Typically, this title is fine and you put a good thumbnail with it, and that's also going to be fine. And the YouTube algorithm will start showing it to people and it should get you clicked. That's what we're aiming for. We aren't aiming for perfection every single time. You just want to be in that home run territory,
You want to try to be better just slightly every video, and that's how real growth happens.
Yeah.
Now,
however, drilling in further, what I was saying earlier about how we aren't just trying to tell you what to do and you can move on. You can drill into this much further here as you scroll down and see why this is a good score. The idea behind this is it's helping you to learn what a good title is, what's tricky. And this is evolving all the time. And right now, this is what makes a good title. This is the sort of title that people click. But you can dig into it and also understand why that's a good title. Because then you'll get to a high score much quicker into.
Now, if someone has an idea here they like, and let's say this is the one, gave us outstanding, could we copy this title and see how we could potentially, to answer, English Fun Zone's question, is it possible to have a calendar built in? Let's see how, if this was we're going to pretend that this is a completely and ready video. How would you schedule this out?
So if we're going into the plan, so look, here's the planner. So here we can see, now this isn't scheduled at the moment, but here we can see everything that's connected. The red dots mean a video was published on that date, and you can see that we've done 2 in the last.
Could you click on it?
You can, although I'm zoomed in and it's not working properly.
Just scroll down. It'll be fine. Trust me. There you go. Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Look, as long as you show it and explain it, it's fine. It's zoomed in. People saw that. But this gives you the example to answer your question here, English Fun Zone. Is it possible to have a calendar built in to see uploaded videos in waiting? So this is published, but you can absolutely do that. And if you click on today's date, Danielle, can you show what that does for them?
Yeah, so today is green. Now then, this is a live stream. Are we picking up on live streams which are pending? Can't remember.
Currently, we don't have one in pending, but we can test that out and we can give you guys an answer next TubeSpanner
It should.
Tuesday.
It's in the API. I wonder if we could put something in here to say because this video hasn't been published yet. I don't think it's. I think it's come out of here because it's now live. It's no longer pending, but it's not finished, so it hasn't been published. It's in that weird live stream state. I wonder if we should put a condition in for that as well.
But I think so, just because it'll just be able to show that, hey, we see that this exists. But I would say that'd be on your call and your team's call.
Yeah. Regardless, anything that you've got planned, not current live streams apparently, will appear here where you can go and see. And the idea of this is you can see your cadence. So you can make sure you've got blobs in here for your normal publishing day. You can see you've got content uploaded. And in the CMS version of this, it's even more powerful, and it shows you upcoming trends, upcoming ideas, even down the road. So it'll, for example, give you holiday guides or back to school recommendations or big events that are coming up. So in the CMS version, and we're going to bring this into the browser, into the extension version as well, it actually gives you content ideas in the calendar for a whole year if you want to fill it up. Does that answer the question regarding the planner?
I think so. So, like, how would they schedule a video that, let's say hypothetically they have something they want to write about?
Well, we can go further. So if you've got a video, you can write a post about it. So you can share it to your social media. This account's only got 2 accounts linked, X, Facebook.
Could you show off what Video Links does? I think they'll find that interesting, especially if it's unlisted.
Here's all your videos. This is all your videos which are in the system, which are published or scheduled. You can pop them in there, put a date in to match. Once you put a video in, if it's a scheduled video, the date will automatically inherit the published date at the scheduled date in the planner here. So it'll send the post out at the same time that the video goes live.
So it's smart enough to read the scheduled date you already set in YouTube?
Yeah, it reads the schedule time in.
That's amazing.
So then you just click the social networks and write your post. And in the CMS version, that does actually have.
If someone doesn't know what a CMS version is, because you got to remember, we have some people joining us for the first time. What is that?
CMS, the content management system, or the desktop version. So this is the extension. So this runs inside YouTube Studio. The CMS is the standalone version of the tool, which you go to from TubeSpanner.com. So it's you don't have to be on YouTube for that one. It's the full fat version of which have even more power and functionality than we have in the extension. And here. You moved it again. Not muted?
I don't know. I'm not muted. We're having some fun stream technical problems today. But I was saying, or trying to, that I think it'd be even better. Like, let's hypothetically show a use case, right? Click on one of the video links and let's go. So one thing we do work on is, like, you brought me on as one of the people of the community to help on these streams, is like all of these streams have very good replay value, right? So if you were to get going here, this is one of those situations where this is going to give you an idea of, watch our fantastic, video replay of this, and it'll give you some ideas of how it looks. So maybe Danielle wants to share it to Twitter, and if you keep scrolling down, you may notice that it even gives you a preview on each of these and how it'll look. And then you can select your time zone. You can, really go deep.
This is an interesting one. So even though LinkedIn was connected, the LinkedIn token has a time limit on it.
Correct.
So you can, if it ever expires, it tells you right here to just go and refresh the token. but then you can just reconnect it.
But for time and like just here, I noticed that the time zone is London. Is that something we need to select, or does it pick it up?
So, a good question. At the moment, you do need to select it. It's defaulting to the server time. That's about to get an update to select to your time, the default of your time rather than the server time, because we've had a few issues where content has got the people have noticed the time zone is wrong. So we're going to make that we're going to change that to your time zone rather than the server time zone.
And let us know if you're watching. Oh, and I see from English Fun Zone, LOL, yes, this answers her question and it's helpful. She says, thanks. So I think this, the idea was we had a video. Now we're ready to kind of schedule it out. And I love that, even if you have an unlisted video, is there a way to turn that unlisted video to public? Because I know a lot of teams, maybe that's something if you guys could think of down the line for your planner here is make an Go for it.
So we don't do that. We could. It's in the YouTube API. But because that's such an easy tool to do in the YouTube studio at the moment, I haven't thought there's a demand for it. But now that you mention it, doing all of that right here does kind of make sense.
It would make sense to me. That's something I would. Now look at me, folks. I'm a guest on the stream. I'm like, could it do that? So I think a lot of people, according to English Ones, and I really like that feature. So
we've got so many features and tools that have come from. We do that. It's like, let's do that. Then. That's good. It's just common sense stuff. And again, this is where because all these features come from people using it and saying, "Hey, we do that." And
I'll go for it.
Here's the other thing. If you ask for a feature and we implement it, look after you.
I mean, you mentioned that example earlier of someone who wanted a feature and you're able to get it done. So I think that says a lot about how you look at these things. So as we're going through here, I see there's a schedule. Could we see what that looks like to schedule this post?
Mm-hmm.
So when you hit
that was scheduled. I had it open.
Oh, got it. That's my bad. See from the chat, I would absolutely prefer having a single tool to go through my publishing workflow. So yeah, we're getting a lot of questions about the calendar and publishing, and maybe that's a stream or video you should consider down the line.
So it's a standalone tool, and you guys should see the CMS version. I won't bring it up in this stream because it's a video in its own right, but holy moly. The TubeSpanner smart social media tool. Other companies sell a similar tool on its own for more than the monthly subscription to TubeSpanner. And you can literally plan an entire 12 months of social media posts and set them free on full autopilot. It will automatically rewrite some of your posts. Then you can quickly check them all, make sure they're all good, and set them to go. And if you've got some videos lined up, it'll automatically dovetail into those. And it connects to X, to Facebook, to LinkedIn, to what's the new one?
Threads?
Yeah. Yes.
Threads?
But the only one that does that, by the way, is we wrote our own API. So we just.
So we have a question. If you click on X or other social box, will it automatically post on the same day?
Yep. It'll every social. So I've only got 2 connected here, but when you put a tick box, when you tick the box, every connected social media network, it'll publish to at the same time within a couple of minutes, because it can't be literally at exactly the same time because time the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll send them out really close together.
What if I wanted to publish right now? Is there a way to be like, all right, I love this, I want to post it right now? Is there something we could do?
Remove the schedule and just do publish now.
Perfect. According to English Fun Zone, nice. Take my money.
I'd love to.
English Fun Zone, if you're unaware, very amazing channel, teaches English, has one of the best uses of the community tab I've seen. Very great teacher, does something that I think is very important, all for an incredible community she's built, and just genuinely a great creator. And great to see you here too. So
I've seen it. No, it's really good.
Another thing I would say is we're going through this, right? Like, what if someone wanted to connect a different social media? Can they do that through this extension?
No, that's one of the things you currently going to drop into CMS, the desktop or the browser version, just because of the API is quite heavy.
Sure,
But
sure.
we have brought reconnections into the extension, and it is on the roadmap to bring in the full desktop tool here as well. And based on the reaction from the stream right now, I think we should probably do it a little sooner, because this is the first time we've shown this to anyone, and this has been one of our tools for a long time.
And
Just something that's kind of fun is we've got spin tax in here. Has anybody seen spin tax? Remember spin tax?
I will say, let's say they don't know, but let's show them what it is.
Actually forgotten how to do it myself. This is before we had AI.
Oh, I see what you're doing. So what you're giving is per social, it'll give a different option, right? So one
Yeah.
might say hey, one might say hello, one might say check out, one might say watch. That's cool. And it'll basically pick one of these options automatically.
Yep.
And if you notice, the variations are picking up, so it's smart enough to be able to pick up those variations.
But here's the thing. Once it has enough variations, that then unlocks an automatic reposter, because what you can't do with social media is keep reposting the same post. They'll give you a slap. But if you use something like spin tax, then it'll just keep sending variations of it out. So we can see here, look, that's what it'll come out like.
And if we hit the Twitter one, wow! So it is. That's cool. I definitely think you should get on that video on making this. I think that we're getting some good reaction here. But
this is not AI. This is all human controlled. The CMS version has AI too. In fact, the CMS version will generate spin tax for you and make as many versions you want, or make completely unique posts each time.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a hell of a tool.
Now, you mentioned some tools. I know there's a place. Where can people learn more about the tools in TubeSpanner and the extension? Because I know there's a toolbox at the top. Maybe we there you go. So if you're liking some of these tools, folks, can you show all the, like, just scroll down, look at all these tools.
Oh, this is nothing.
You say that, but if you're brand new, this is quite a lot of tools, which are very fun. And there are member perks, there are other stuff. So
we're only showing like 3 per section here. There's so many tools.
That's a lot of tools, says Ike.
There's a lot of tools. You get a tool and you get a tool.
So this is a good question. Are these tools add-ons or are they part of TubeSpanner?
There's different. So depending on the account tier, it unlocks either. The account tiers work in a few different ways. You either get no access to some of the tools at all. So the free version doesn't have access to every tool. Some of the tools are quite resource heavy and cost us money. So we have to limit the use of those, although everybody gets a free trial where you can try everything regardless. But then as your tiers go up, you get more uses of the tool, more videos, more social media networks, more posts. And honestly, even at the top tier, which is about 30, 40 pounds a month, I should know that top of my head, it's just unlimited. It's everything. So, whereas, we give enterprise level, those prices won't stay, by the way. But when you lock in, you lock in. But even, our highest tier plan is just everything unlimited. So, we're trying our best to get the tool used as much as possible.
And if you want to get even deeper in TubeSpanner, I think Danielle would tell you, give it a try. There's a link to the browser extension down below. There's a link to the website where you can learn even more. And as always, we hope that you found this helpful. Let us know what you'd like to see in future TubeSpanner Tuesdays, and we hope you have a great day.
Are we done?
Yes, we are. Aww. Take care, everyone. You got to leave them wanting more.
Thank you so much.